Hello, my name is Taeyoung Kim from Dongin University in South Korea, and my co-author is Young-Sik Seo. He works at the Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center in the States. So our title is Comparison of Students' Math Achievements in Two Nordic Countries, Multi-Level Analysis of PISA Results. So this study represents the comparison of student achievements in mathematics from two Nordic countries, Finland and Denmark. So two adjacent Nordic countries, but their achievement level is different. So why that occur? So this is our main research question, and what factors explain that difficulty difference. So I'm gonna just brief read my our abstract and move on to main presentation. So the present study was aimed to investigate whether Finnish and Danish students, Finland and Denmark, math achievement differed and which student level factors, if any, explain the achievement gaps and whether teacher participation in decision making and teacher morale among the school level factors explain the achievement gaps in Finland and Denmark. To this end, this study used the program for international student assessment, aka PISA 2012 study, and employed hierarchical linear model, HLM, a fully unconditional, a partially unconditional, and a fully conditional model. So three models. Results indicate that Finnish students outperformed Danish peers in math achievements, and that between school homogeneity and gender equity were more salient in Finland than in Denmark. However, the findings of HLM show that neither teacher participation in decision making nor teacher morale was associated with student math achievement in Finland and Denmark. This indicated that neither teacher participation in decision making nor teacher morale translated directly into improved student achievement among Finnish and Danish 15-year-old students when adjusting for various student and school level factors. Implications and future studies related to database linking and potential mechanisms such as school principles, leadership traits and practices in the relationship between teacher participation in decision making, teacher morale, and student achievement were briefly discussed. So our keyword is teacher participation in decision making, teacher morale, student achievement, PISA test, principles, leadership practices. Okay, so let's move on to statement on problem. So presence of achievement gaps between Finland and Denmark in PISA studies. Finland as a high-performing country versus Denmark as an average or below average performing country. So we had a question. So why two adjacent countries in the Scandinavian region? So why do they differ? So why do their student performance in each country are different? So this is our statement of problem. So sharing similar cultural backgrounds, welfare systems, and geographic proximity, right? Furthermore, Denmark is one of the highest spending countries on education, based on OECD 2004 report. So 7.1% of GDP. So this is a high level of spending on education. But Danish students, in terms of 15 years old students, not very high performing in math. But in Finland, as I said, as a high performing country. So our question was, why do this happen? And what factors explain this difference? So potential reasons for the gaps. 1. Absence of high-staking tests in Finland. In Finland, it is known that there is no high-staking test. So we conjecture that this may be a factor for the potential reason for the gaps. Number 2, teacher participation in various decision-making processes in school. So teachers in Finland is highly involved in decision-making in school, including hiring, dismissing teachers. So teachers teachers are involved in decision making when hiring teachers, when dismissing teachers. So there's more. They Finnish teachers have more kind of authority than those in any other countries. Also, they involved in setting up teachers' starting pay and salary increases. So there are salary negotiation and the allocation of school budgets and student discipline and assessment related policies, and finally course offering. So in every aspect, Finnish teachers participate in more sections, much more sections than in any other countries. Number 3, teacher morale and commitment to school, including teachers having high morale, taking pride in school, valuing academic achievements, and teachers working with enthusiasm. So Finnish teachers are salient in terms of morale. They have more energy and enthusiasm and commitment in these aspects, and taking pride and valuing academic achievements and work with enthusiasm. So this is our potential reason. It is our kind of hypothesis that Finnish school environment in terms of teachers may contribute their students' math achievement. So our formal research questions. So how did Finnish and Danish PISA result in mathematics achievement differ across the past assessment years? Second, did any of the student level factors explain the achievement gaps between Finland and Denmark? Number three, did teacher participation in decision making and or teacher morale and commitment explain the achievement gap between Finland and Denmark? So methodology, we used PISA 2012 data from both countries. So both student level and school level. Student level kind of there's achievement score and their gender, economic, social, and cultural status. So this is one variable, ESCS. This kind of SES, but PISA was curated by OECD. So OECD defines kind of SES, social economic status, as their new term. Their own term is ESCS. So economic, social, cultural status. So economic, social plus cultural, kind of cultural capital. And their family structure. Family structure represents a student, whether a student live with both parents or a one-sided parents. That is, a student live with only mother or only father, or a female guardian or male guardian. School level variables include sector. Sector means private school or public school, right? And person qualified math teachers. So how many teachers are qualified for teaching math? So the percentage of qualified math teachers, and after school lesson, whether they have after school lesson, and school size, and student to math teacher ratio. So how many students are taught by a single math teacher? So student teacher ratio, and teacher participation and teacher morale. So these last two, teacher participation, teacher morale, was our research interest. So variables of interest. And also PISA, including PISA, large scale data was produced from surveys. So survey, when we conduct survey, there should be a weight, sampling weight. So sampling weights were used in both levels to um, to calculate the how many so one one unit in the sample represents or represents how many units in the population. Okay, so when the weight is 10, 1 unit in the sample represents 10 units in the population. So this is our methodology. So this is descriptive statistics of each level. So when you see student level and school level and aggregated variables, when you see the rows, student level and school level and aggregated variable, and so n is kind of 5,000 for Denmark and nearly 7,000 in Finland. And this small n represents the school, number of schools. Okay, so percentage of gender is very similar, and ESES, so social, cultural, economic status, Finland is relatively higher, and family structure is same. But the PB1 math is our target variable, math score. Finland was higher than Denmark by 22 points. School sector. So you see this school sector is very private school. The proportion of private school is higher than in Denmark, in Finland. So in Finland, 6%. So majority of schools were public in Finland. Also, kind of qualified math teachers in Denmark was higher than in Finland, but student achievement is opposite. So um, it's kind of interesting fact. And after school, Finland is higher, and school size is nearly the same. Student math teacher ratio. Oh, this in Finland, the student math teacher ratio is very high. So this is another interesting fact. And teacher participation, teacher morale, these are our main variables of interest in this study. As we conjectured, Finland was teacher participation and teacher morale in Finland higher than in Denmark. So this is our statistical model. So level 1 is student model, and level 2 is school level model. So school level model, the first model is unconditional model. So we didn't have any predators both in level 1 and level 2. So interclass correlation in Denmark nearly 0.2, but interclass correlation in Finland was 0.06. So Finnish schools are more homogeneous. So when this interclass, we call it ICC, interclass correlation, ICC is low. I don't know. I don't say here how low is low, and how high is high, but uh, when we compare these two values, in Finland, 0.06, what that means is Finnish schools are more homogeneous than Danish schools. So Danish school, school by school, school across school, there is a kind of fluctuation. But in Finland, schools are homogeneous. Schools are kind of uniformed. So when a kid go to school, so there is not much difference uh, for the kids in terms of which school he or she attend. All right, so this is what that means, intra-class correlation. And analysis model, second model, and third model. So is we included, student level predictor and school level predictor. So you see here sector is sectors school level factor, but the gender, ESES, and family structure is student level factor. So the final model was kind of this for Denmark, for Finland. So we found that number one, ESCS, the family structure, are a significant factor for explaining Danish and Finnish student math achievements. For both country, students with higher ESCS and living with both parents scored higher than those who were not. Yeah, this is kind of reasonable. And gender was significant only in Denmark. Male student performed better only in Denmark. In other words, in Finland, male, female students, there's not much difference. Number three, although school sector was not statistically significant, private was higher than in public in both countries. This is kind of this is consistent with tons of previous studies. Private schools are higher than public school in terms of student achievement. Number four, school autonomy and school morale were not significant in both countries. This is sad for us, but this is the findings. Finally, generally, school level variability is not significant in both countries. Schools in both countries seem homogeneous for some extent. Okay. So significance and future study, national level factors. We need to consider national level factors. Then the model would be level 1 student, level 2 school, level 3 nation, country level, kind of GDP and kind of nationwide variables. Second one, further investigate the reasons why and what sources contribute to explain this difference. So particularly for those related to teacher characteristics or the gaps in academic performance between Finland and Denmark, possibly by linking the OECD Teaching and Learning International Survey, aka TALIS, to PISA dataset. So TALIS is another popular large-scale education database. So I think when we combine or link these two database, then there will be much more much more rich information for our study. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening today, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of this conference. Thank you.